Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Friday, the 23rd of May. I am flatcapcallum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, we ride into Friday off the back of a good Thursday. Who knew? Who did? I don't know those people that were, slagging off May yesterday. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but let's be honest, we've still got a bit of work to do here, folks. It's nice to get a win on the board and stop the bad run because it's the only decent win I've had all month for the channel. So, yeah, we'll go through the review. It was a good one. We had a couple of winners, which was nice. But then we will stride back onto Friday's bets and see how we fare. So, Friday should say as well, 8 horses, 8 races, 2 Yankees. 1 Goodwood, 1 half Worcester, half Curragh. That's the play for Friday, 1825. 1825. All right, anyway, review of Thursday. We started off with a win and a comfortable one at that. I tell you what, turning in, just looked to be going so good, that horse. It was really clearly up for it. And then, got away from them and won 1 3/4, something like that. It was a really comfortable winner, so a really nice start. Then that one was up with the pace and ran on a strange part of the track and just faded out of into nowhere. I think it was second last. Tully Ho 4, really, really pleased with that. It was an absolute dogged, determined to get 5th place. I know there was a couple because I think Ladbrokes and Coral Hills didn't pay out on it, but basically all the other big bookmakers did. So I know not everyone will have got that, but I did give the bookie advice up there, and that's why I do that sort of stuff, to give you, if you've got the option of different bookmakers, so I'll always try and steer you down the right path from a place terms. Temporal Brewer, I mean, that did not look like they tried. Got a bad position from the start, near the rail, ran it up, just no. So whether or not there was something up with that horse and it's on a slight decline, or whether they just, I don't know, it did not look like they gave that the best possible chance at all. And then Ballybay Moonshiner, another one, comfortable winner. So it's very, very rare on here we have a winner in the first leg and the last leg. So it either starts off really well or finishes it out well. But to have a win at either end bookends, that's a rarity. So win double, singles, each way treble. So it returned £62 and some pence. It was about £50 and some pence profit. So where's that put us? 33 up for the week, 80 still down for the month. That's how bad it's been in May, right? So we've had a nice day, but the only nice day in the month of May. I think we had one day where we won a couple of quid. So 80 in the hole still for May, right? So there's no party poppers and streamers going off on here tonight. But I'm pleased for loyal followers. You got a bit of something, a little bit back. All right. I'm uploading this a lot later than I wanted to, so I'm going to try and spin through it quite quick. There's a few races that just I got into and was doing all sorts of magical, wondrous rabbit holes and to try and work out what I thought I wanted to play or not. So interesting. If I compare Thursday I said to you I had 5 on the shortlist and they all made it. As a comparator for Friday, 11 on the shortlist, 8 made it. So I had a little debate about putting them in a 5 horse and a 3 horse. So whether I was going to do like a pattern and a 5 horse. But in the end, I've got, do you know what, it's simple. Let's just do 2 Yankees because I've got 4 at Goodwood. Play them all together, and they're all first, and then the other ones come afterwards. So they're in chronological order. So is the Goodwood bet 240 Goodwood, Agagio. I think we're going to go Agagio 25 to 1. I'd like to have seen a bit more last time. Same jockey on, Ashley Lewis, is it? Someone I'm not that familiar with. £7 claimer. The form of the horse historically at Goodwood is very good, and Yeah, I would like to have seen a little bit more last time with that jockey, but I couldn't walk away from 25 to 1. I think it's a really good price. There is some others in the race you could absolutely argue a case for, and from a value perspective, but that's where I fell, and it's the only one that hit the criteria, and it did hit it quite comfortably, like really strong on the score criteria. I'm not feeling particularly strong about it. I mean, and you give an example of Thursday, Bally Bay Moonshiner scraped in, but won comfortably. So, you know, I can have a feel and I can have a strong score, and it still doesn't do anything. And likewise, I can be negative about it. So it scraped in. It scraped in my thoughts, but it actually scored really well on my star system. 350 Goodwood. I've had a little debate about this one because it hit the star system. It's in some ways, well, if I'm just being pure, it hit the star system and it's in, right? And but the pricing of the race doesn't look quite right in places to me, and I just think that's why I've gone with it, and that's why I'm a bit niggly. It's not a horse I'm looking at think it's going to win the race, but I think there can be some of the short ones underperforming. So there's as much as this has got claims to try and hit top three at a nice price, versus there are some ones that I think are priced really too short, and that's therefore left me on this 28 to 1. It is an above standard race for a listed race. I think a Godolphin horse looks definitely like the one to beat, but then you look at the form of that one against Liberty Lane, that's like 2 to 1. And I think did it beat Liberty Lane by about a length or something like that? I think it was beat by a length a couple of runs back. You know, the price difference is too big. Clearly, Liberty Lane is looks like an improving horse, and this one's a bit more exposed, but the price difference was too big. So it's one of them ones where it wouldn't surprise me if it ran a poor race and it wasn't really involved at all. But likewise, 28s, I'm happy to throw the dice on it. 425 Goodwood, Mr. Bluebird, 9s, and then 530 Goodwood, our man Mace. We haven't had him on the channel for a bit. Kiss and Run, his only run of the day, and it's starred. And I haven't had one of his starred because they're often a bit short for the channel. He's still just ticking along nicely. I think he had two at Chelmsford, one winner and one not. But basically the winner was a shorty, and the other one was in a maiden. It had no chance. I think the day before, did he have one horse, one win? So yeah, he's ticking along nicely as Mason. So you know, I'll stand by. You heard it here first when he when he makes it big. Hopefully he'll remember us, the channel, and hopefully he remembers, you know, where his roots were. Friend of the channel, Mason Paytel. Kiss and Run 11s, right, bet 25p each way Yankee, 50p each way singles on the two bigger prices, 75p win singles on the short prices. I know, you know, some folk like to play each way on anything, you know, bigger than 4-5 to 1. That's not how I play the game. So I make some decisions based on price, place terms, and percentage chance of placing. So yeah, you won't always find, and you'll see in the next bet, it's not just purely on the price. So bookie advice, basically everyone's the same except Betfair Coral Ladbrokes are one less place on that one. So book advice is, if you can afford to find another bookmaker, don't use Betfair Coral Ladbrokes because you'll lose out on a place on that race. Everyone else is the same. £9 is the bet. Bet 2 Curragh 2 Worcester. Right, 5.45 Curragh, Saturn 7, 12 to 1. That was one of those ones where that was a scraper, but I actually quite liked it. So it's sort of like the opposite of a Gaggio, where I wasn't sure and it got in really strong. This one, I liked it, but it scraped it. So that's in at 12s. Then we're going for a punty one, a zebra here at 7.32 Worcester. It definitely felt like it was worth playing Gilly's Lass. Or Gilly's Lass, I think we'll go Gilly or Gilly, one of them lasses. There was a lot in that race with a question mark over, so the form is certainly not suggesting it's a worldie of any stretch. And the trainer, Robert Llewellyn, who is not a name that many people will actually kind of know from a racing point of view. But actually, he does all right. His percentage strike rate is really very good. And last year he did have a horse that had 2 duffers in maidens and then went and won third time out in a maiden. So it's not completely unheard of. Now, do I think this horse is going to win? It would be very unlikely. But it came out in the range of kind of 3rd to 6th. And so, therefore, I'm saying it's got a 25% chance of framing, but that is a greater chance of framing than 50 to 1 suggests, if you catch my drift, right? So it's overpriced. And then the 2 minutes past Worcester, 2 minutes past 8 at Worcester, so that there's 2 maidens, Division 1 and Division 2. Division 2, completely different kind of race. Very short odds on favourite. The Great Escape, clearly for me on form, is 3rd best. Little niggle over the fact it's dropping so much down in distance, and Connection's not necessarily known for trying unless they think they can really win a race. So there's some question marks on it, but it was clear 3rd best. So the Great Escape's in, and then we're going to finish off that really big field race at the Curragh. I think it's 23 runners. There's a lot of angles I could look at in that race, and I actually was surprised a horse came out starred, and it did every little step. I'm not keen on the jockey booking. Nothing against him, but his strike rate is not great, and he's not in form. But the horse on its own, 11 to 1, and I've always said, if the only thing you're not happy with is the jockey, that is not a good enough decision to not back the horse, right? So the only niggle you got is the horse, the jockey. That's it. It takes into account from a star system point of view, there's 23 runners, right? So it factors in you've got less chance of framing on that, and it still came out. It still came out okay. Sky and 365 are playing 6 places on this race, therefore they're the best bookies because everyone else is 4, 3, and 3 on the others. 25p each way Yankee, 3 times 50p each way singles. That's Saturn 7, Gillies Lass, and the Great Escape, and a single 75p win single on every little steps. Not enough from a ratio of place terms versus runners versus odds. When I put that into my equation where I work out whether I'm playing each way or single, it came out as a single bet. So every little step, a single win, 75p win, the others 50p each way, even though 2 of them are the same price. 9.25 is the bet. I think that race as well, we'll see how that horse goes. It's a learning race as well. There's lots you can take from it. Some of these really, really big field ones, particularly at the Curragh, it's quite interesting to watch on certain days when there's certain draw biases, because it can mix and match a bit, to look at the horses in behind. And there's quite a few in that race that fall under, like, kind of from races where I'm tracking horses that have finished a bit down the field and I'm expecting to run better. There's quite a few and that horse doesn't fall under that category. But yeah, I'm playing to the channel. I'm playing the star system. And there's 23 runners, so I don't want to go big and chuck loads of darts at it. That's the one that works. But I'm curious to sort of see how some other stuff goes. All right, that's me. I'm stopping rambling on. I am expecting to do one more video this week for Friday night for the Saturday Sunday. I'm not expecting to do a separate one for Sunday. I will let you know on the next video if that is the case. If there is just one more for the week. But we are going into Friday up for the week, which is the first time we said that in a while. So up for the week, and even if we lose, we'll still be up going into the weekend. Will we win overall this week? We'll find out when we get to Sunday tea time. All right. Last thing, yes. Thank you very much for support. Before we even had a winner today, there was a really positive vibe, above average positive vibe on the channel, and I think it was a bit of karma. I think it came in there. Rebecca wrote a very, very nice post, and she was talking about pay it forward, which absolutely is something I prescribe to in life. About someone does something good for you, do something good for someone else, and kindness costs you nothing, right? Lots of things in life are very expensive. Kindness costs you nothing, and the impact you can have on others. And so, yeah, I think there's definitely a bit of karma there. There was a positive vibe on the channel, and I think it helped us get to a good place. It's not a religious thing. If you're religious, then you can believe that, or if you're spiritual, whatever. I'm just telling you, I just think there's energy in the world, and it felt like there was a good vibe, and it seemed to carry through. Coincidental? You make your own choice up. All right, but thank you for the support, because it's was a particularly nice day in the comments, even before we had a winner. So well done all. And yeah, well done to Shane as well. He almost got there. He started off with a 22 and a 10 to 1, or 22 and 12, I think it was, winners, and then a big old break to the next one. I think he said he's never had 3 in a row, the first 3 up in a row, and that would have been great. And it did look at points like his third one was going to go in, and then it kind of got a bit battered up, and I think in the bunch finish and came out the places, which was very unfortunate. All right, that's me. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Bye bye.